you're going home. All right, all right. So, what was the experience like? What's the outcome? How many people showed up at the boat? Um, what have you learned? What was the reactions?
Well, it was like 27 to total.
Okay,
So
it's good.
I've learned that I possess some magic because it was an impossible event. This is how I got onboarded in the first scope.
I see.
And yeah, I'm
Who
still
was
learning.
who was sponsoring it? Who was actually taking care of the
The
boat?
good people.
Which ones?
The good people.
Okay, so there's no like one organization that is like, let's say, on the front end that is hosting it.
They are called the good people.
Oh, all right. And what is their thing? Community or
They are building these hubs for bioregional resilience, right?
Awesome.
So like taking
Cool.
properties and developing it together with communities. And the first one is in Italy now, in Collegiali. So there's another event in June, and they are inviting everybody for this next event.
What's the next event?
In June, in Tuscany, Collegiali.
Nice. Okay. So it's the same community as Victor was visiting back a couple of months ago, correct?
I think so, yeah.
I see. That's nice. Okay. And were Eternal Forest people there at the boat?
Yeah.
That's
Alejandra and
nice.
the other one's name is, I think, Natalie,
Yeah.
and another one.
Dylan? No, I think Dylan wasn't there. Zhenya.
Yeah, Jenny. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. Very good news. Do you think these people who are in the impact slash climate world, I'm not from that world at all, and I'm staying away from that world, to be honest. Do you think these people are realistic about what they're envisioning?
I don't understand the question.
Do you think the people who are looking at climate change and trying to mitigate climate change are realistic about their abilities of actually influencing planet Earth in its decisions?
I don't think it. In my opinion, it's quite kind of wild to think like that,
Okay.
because I mean,
Yeah.
the climate was shifting and changing, and there were ice ages and all this like long before we were here. So
Exactly. Yeah. And still, these conversations are still on. They're still going on, and people think that they can influence this. So, like, what is the angle that you think is effective? Like, for example, from the event that you've attended, the change now.
I didn't really listen to anything that changed now. You know, I don't care about this matters.
Really? Okay, I see. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
It's like, you know, hyping about that they have closed some oil field for Shell. You know, yeah.
Really.
So I don't know. I don't think that sustainable this like solar panels and wind turbines, that this is actually the solution, because it is offsetting problem somewhere else, as the same as electrical cars, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and all that hype about like going green and net zero, this is to me rather a way towards some like tighter grip on the society rather than really matter of saving the planet.
Interesting. I like it. I think you're right. I mean, I don't like it, but I think similarly as you that way. Okay. And then you think people are still people who are visiting such events, they're still on the ride of that I am able to fix the planet with my carbon credits system. They're still serious about this.
This is kind of like a different flavor of yet another corporate event, because there is still a very big imbalance of feminine and masculine energy. Everything is like fast, push, let's talk, business, profits, okay, some impact here and there, but it's not holistic.
It's not
holistic. And if you want to change something for real, the change has to be holistic. So yeah, I'm not buying it, and I'm not subscribing to these points of view.
Cool. I get it. I get it. Understandable. Did you experience the power outage on
Nope.
Monday, or it
I
didn't
was
touch you?
I was in Berlin since Monday, so exactly I came here and there were power outages.
In Berlin, there was power outage as well. I didn't know that.
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
There wasn't.
It was so interesting because I honestly felt like it's a test or it's a sign of next iterations of this control. And then we had water outage today in the morning. Imagine. No explanation, nothing in press, nothing in media. Nobody knows why. Same, no explanation in media of what's been happening with the power outage. There's no like official version. It's crazy. I think this is the sign for us to really feel into like, okay, what we can do to go off grid. What are the steps that we can actually take to create a system that is self-sustainable and not rely anymore on all of this. Do you think Europe will be a safe place for life, or you're considering to move somewhere? What's your take on this?
I'm not really considering Europe.
Really? Oh wow. Where are you feeling to go then?
Asia and Africa.
Africa, huh? Yeah, Africa's been on my mind for sure. I see. Wow. And do you know communities and people in Africa already, for example, that are, let's say, aligned?
I'm starting to get to know them. For example, one guy who came on the boat, his name is Hubert, and he signed up to organize the gathering in South Africa. So we are going to have the call very soon. And also another friend of mine from South Africa, she is now excited also because this guy they have funds,
Okay.
And they have infrastructure, so. And they have some lands even, so it really feels that there are resources to do that. And South Africa feels quite there is something about South Africa. There is like something very powerful, like a chakram of the earth. I don't know, but I've heard from a lot of angles that this is some direction to look into.
For sure, it feels aligned. It's true. Yeah, so you think in Europe there will be more and more of some power outages and digital cage stuff, and there's just going to be less and less free to be.
I mean, this is how they are planning it, and I guess it's like until something happened, it can still unhappen, and they're all collaborating, working on that, and. I don't believe that the future is written. I believe that there are, timelines that are possible, and definitely these are possible timelines. But and maybe the percentage is even high, right? But it doesn't matter that this will happen. And I think it's also that we are also influencing it, by the kind of like frequency we are able to carry, like how high are we able to raise the frequency and impact others and create bonds and create collaborations and get shit done, and I think this is why are we here. So basically I think thinking about the collapse and like how fucked up is going to be is only adding to this energy, and I don't want to be doing that, right?
Understand.
I am more than an average human being, definitely aware on what's possible, but I don't want to, stay in fear.
Yeah.
Because this is exactly how they are winning, by keeping us in fear, right? And we need to generate love, because this is the force that they cannot control.
Yeah. And how do you think love and higher frequency, higher vibration can support us in the coming years? Like in which ways?
I think first of all, self-love is like the best and first and foremost path to self-heal, right? We are all traumatized by living in this system, and this is like the radical path to like loving ourselves, like most especially in the European culture. There is a lot of like this culture of coming from the Christianity, from Catholicism, of guilt, and hating one another as something wholesome, right? Feeling this guilt and shame feels like some noble thing. So we are not taught to love ourselves, right? So I guess this is it. And yeah, and loving each other, right? Loving one another, because also this is how others get healed. When you, against all odds, see them and value them and acknowledge them and support them, this is where they can grow. Because again, in our world, this is not common. You are being made to fit into the system. Nobody is supporting your qualities, and this is how we can love one another, and in this way we can grow. And yeah, I guess I've said enough.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. I believe in that it all comes from self-love and self-care, and understanding of the value of our attention and our focus on ourselves, really. Do you think that like where in your head or in your value system technology stand versus in real life coordination systems? Do you believe that we need internet to build the new world, or you believe that a lot of change will happen offline? Where does technology stand in your perspective in this change?
That's a very nice question. That's a very nice question. I think technology is necessary as a bridge to a reality where we don't need technology.
Yeah.
Because all this shit has to be organized.
Yeah.
And without technology, we cannot communicate on a long distance.
For now, yeah.
And at the end, we are going to be all neighbors. So we are not going to need this.
Yeah, that's the plan. To be neighbors. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Why do you think we're going to be all neighbors? Is it because of the frequency we will just pull towards each other? Or that's like pure survival?
I think this is something we cannot imagine yet.
I see.
Remember, like I told you about this golden train, that is going to be, what came to me first is that there will be simply different ways. So maybe we will on a daily basis live on this like a separate other part of the globe, but have technology and some sort of means communication where tomorrow or like in an hour I can teleport myself and like sit next to you, for example, right? Yeah. I don't know, things like that, crazy things,
Exactly. I see. So it's still hard to imagine what is possible in the future because of the consciousness shift or technological upgrade, or the way that we're able to coordinate and share our dreams and create like the next level of reality. I understand. What do you think holds humanity back right now? What causes the delays, or like, how can we move faster in our coordination? What's not working? If there's anything.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. So what is not working is the imbalance of the divine feminine and divine masculine. And this is still holding us back. So basically, it's like the women or the female energies, if you will, haven't yet stepped into their greater power, and therefore it is still being led by the by men, white old men, Dutch, yeah, white old men usually, and yeah, uh, this is a big unrecognized obstacle.
Mm-hmm. And what is to be done on the individual level to rebalance our inner masculine and feminine? What helped you, perhaps, to do that?
Wow, this is something to learn, right? And I think that, I mean, to me, what helped me basically was somebody who showed me this.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a coach. I have a coach, he's my friend. By the way, you remind me of him, and I may want to meet with him, and I have a gift for him.
Nice.
I have this gift now. I need to find it before I go. So yeah, but I don't think I'll meet him.
This person was able to show you by his example, or by showing you the potential of what can be done with you when you rebalance.
No, it was like it was a series of sessions, right? But because I was very much in my masculine mind, and I remember the last session. It was in January this year. You know, I remember that I was like so much like sitting worried. You know, like in the performance mode. You know, like, oh, what I have to do, da 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 da, no. And then he invited me to step into the feminine energy, and I don't remember what kind of words have he used, and my body automatically stepped like that, you know, and sat like that comfortably, and looked around, and he said, have you noticed what you have just done? How you have completely changed your posture?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you're right. And then he said, like, what is the feeling that came to your mind? He said, I said that I feel like I want to be playful.
Yeah.
So this masculine thing is about performance, but the feminine doesn't care. It's about connection, it's about communication, it's about flipping the script, you know, it's about making a little bit noise, a little bit chatter here and there. It's like, it doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, the non-linear. Yeah, right. And then what do you do daily to embody that or practice that generally? What helps you to remember that balance, rebalancing?
I think no, I don't do any particular practice. It felt like that moment was after trying to like figure it out for many months or even years, I may say. And that woman was kind of like, yeah, I get it, you know. So in that moment, I embodied it simply.
Embodying, yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, and I think it's like for everyone is a little different because they have different qualities, or they have like that. Yeah, they have like different ways of dominance of the way that the masculine and feminine energies together are expressed. That's what makes us unique, is the combination of the two, the how we combine these two aspects of us. And it may be different for each of us, and that's good. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you are you open? Are you open to the thought that that idea that that this new movement in politics, in governance, needs to emerge to bring people into a different, like, let's say, stage of development, or you think we would not need the governments to tell us what to do?
Yeah, for a very long time, I already see that we don't need governments to tell us what to do.
Uh-huh.
It was maybe, I don't know, 10 or maybe 15 years ago, I read about why do we have parliament. The thing is that before we had telephones or any means of long distance communication, this, how would you call them, like representative of a certain municipality had to go to the capital to pass the information about what the municipality or town or whatever wants, right? So this is why we needed to have parliament.
Yeah.
But since we have internet and everybody can say what they want, we don't need representatives.
Right. Like, we can do it ourselves. Like, this is our...
So I never believed in politicians that are those that should represent us.
Mm-hmm. We can represent ourselves.
Huh?
That we can represent ourselves.
Yeah,